your boy Jonni Shreve back here again with another video. I told you I would bring up more videos. So thank you guys again for coming back. Thank you for subscribing. All my new subscribers, thank you so much. All my ones who've been there loyal for years, watch me just being consistent. Thank you for sticking around. But I promise you more videos to come, like today. I shot this video maybe like a week ago, and it's one of my favorite days because I came into the gym with that like mindset of like, I just want to lift heavy today. I just want to lift really heavy. And I know my weight. So, you know, for me being 36, and I've done this so many times before, I've got, you know, pre-existing injuries. I know what I can do. I know the max weight I can do. I know when I squat I can do 6 plates. I know I can do 5 plates for 12 to, you know, 14 reps. I know that I can bench around 4 plates, like at my top end, you know. So when I go into certain exercises, when I like today, I already know what I can do. I'm not going in to do something I can't do, or I'm not going to do something that I'm not far off from doing. So it's a little bit of a mixed ego but planned execution as well too. So this was awesome because I was like, it was one of my favorite days. We're doing sumos to start. Today was like more of a hamstring dominant day, and we lead the way with, you know, doing sumos. I think sumos are one of the best exercises for hamstring development and obviously glutes. When it comes to, you know, doing heavy, any kind of heavy hinging, I always like to make sure that you warm up enough doing the actual exercise. So like, you know, if I have squats, I'm gonna warm up doing squats. If I have deadlifts, I'm gonna warm up doing deadlifts. So we warmed up really well on the way through. I also lifted we also have platforms. So not only did I come into this understanding that I was, you know, gonna work my ass off, but I also knew that I could lift the weight. I've done it before, but also was gonna add a little bit of a lift. It's about an inch to an inch and a half lift there, so it makes pulling off the ground a little bit easier. Obviously, you know, I'm not 26 anymore. I can't, you know, throw on 6 plates and wrap it out like I did before. So for me, I know that where I want to be at my strongest and under control. So for me, obviously, you know, and you hear it over and over and over again, is technique above all. You know, if you watch me, you see my brace never breaks. Like never breaks. I won't attempt. If I feel my brace breaking a little bit, I'm canceling it out. I have bone deterioration in my L4, arthritis in my L4, and my L5 has bone deterioration and bone spurs shooting into my sciatic nerve. So I can't dorsal flex my left foot by like, you know, maybe like 20% I can get it up. But needless to say, when it comes to, you know, training, my technique has to be on point because I already have, you know, issues already with my back. So I'm not trying to, you know, make it even worse. I gotta think in the long run. Like I gotta think, you know, past 5 years, 10 years from now. I gotta think, you know, do I want to be walking around and whatnot when my daughter gets older? So moving on, you know, warming up was great. You know, I felt great the whole time. My back felt excellent. You know, I can always tell how my leg day is gonna go by how my back feels throughout the warm-ups. If I start feeling my back twinge a little bit, or just like it's getting a little hot or whatever in my erector area, I know that I'm gonna be out for like, you know, somewhat of a painful day, just in that aspect of just getting that crazy pump in my back. So being very attentive to engage my core is like massive for anybody lifting. You know, core is everything. It's one of those days that you go to the gym, you know you can do it, and you're not gonna give up. And I find the biggest problem with a lot of athletes is not science-based this, terminology that, study this, study that. It's getting somebody to actually train as hard as they can, like putting in max effort. And as a coach, you know, apart from a lot of the online coaches that are out, you know, doing their thing, I'm in the trenches every day applying the things that I've learned to different body types over and over and over again. And nothing what I tell them at all is anything they can't understand when it comes to, like, you know, terminology. You know, a lot of stuff you hear online is like freaking Chinese to most people who have no clue when it comes to training. You know, unless you've been trained, or unless you went to school or were certified in that realm of fitness, you know, the anatomy, exercise physiology, whatever it is, You don't care about all this terminology and all these stupid studies. You just want to learn how to do a proper freaking lunge. That's it. You want to learn how to squat properly, deadlift properly, bench properly. You don't care about what study was done based on this and that, and if you do this, you have better options. It's just, how do I move this thing right, and how do I do it with maximum amount of effort? And this is my favorite thing because, yo, most people, when they do a set, they'll quit. You know what I mean? They'll actually quit. They'll get to the point where it's uncomfortable, and then all of a sudden they're done. You know, they'll have an 8 to 10 rep range, and as soon as they hit that rep that feels uncomfortable, they're done. You know, they're not gonna do more than 10. They're not even gonna try and do more than 10. They're just gonna do what's required and move on. I wanna take that and above and beyond and move on. I'm not saying you gotta train to failure every single time. I'm just saying give max effort before you move on to something else or progress to that next, you know, that next exercise or that next load when you're talking about like progressive overload and adding weight and moving forward each rep, each, you know, each week or whatever, whenever it's required to move forward. I failed like a good enough amount of times, you know what I mean? Like, I failed a few times, and a couple times I felt I knew I was gonna get it up. My brace was too high at one point, my butt was a little too high at one point. Like in that part. The next one I did, you know, I didn't get underneath it enough. Like my hips were a little bit too far back, and I wasn't able to really control it from that bottom. And then finally it came up a little bit. I'm like, that's what I gotta do. I gotta stick down, stick to my guns, stick buried in. You know, a lot of time when we fail when it comes to deadlifts is we're not engaging our lats. When it came to this weight, I was like, I've done this before. We're not gonna stop until we get it up. And my nose started bleeding already previously, like you saw. And this rep, when it came up, man, I was like, as soon as I felt I got underneath that rep, I stuck my guns to it and kept going and going, and here's what you get. I got it up.
You did. Your nose bleeding again.
My first exercise was a pretty dynamic, hard exercise. You know, sumos, you're gonna hit your CNS, you're gonna be worn out if you do sets like that. So my approach to my next exercises are, let's just keep filling the muscle with blood and continuing to add that little stress, but I can't add it load after load after load after load. It doesn't make any sense, especially onto my spine. So doing the hack squat, the half hack was, you know, my choice to, you know, I could still hit my glutes, I could still hit my quads, still my hamstrings, but more so, I can get a little more quad help on this exercise. Stable. So most of the time when people press, their toes come up and whatever it is. So we're trying to keep each of our feet planted and sturdy through the lift, so we can push right straight through without any kind of, you know, falter of your feet slipping or moving, whatnot. But yeah, we pumped those out. We did a couple sets, hard sets of that, and then moved on. hamstring curl. But another option too is doing dumbbell lying hamstring curls. Those are really fun to do. I'll have them in another video soon to kind of like break it down, show you the exercise. But if not, just Google it, or you've searched through some of my videos. I've done them a few times, and it's a great alternative to lying hamstring curls. Sorry. You know, and just again, just getting blood into the muscle. I don't have to load up my hamstrings any more than I did when I did sumo deads. So for this, you know, I still gave my max effort at the max weight I can do for the max amount of reps I can do. So if I have 15 to 20 reps, I'm going to that approach as I need to be suffering for at least those top 5 end reps, or you know, just making the 15. If I can do 20 reps and more, then I need to add more weight. That's an easy one to kind of figure out how much weight should I use. Do I have to calculate this or calculate that? Yes, you can find a way to do your 1 rep max and calculate 70% of your 1 rep max, but if you have like, you know, a program that has a minimum amount of reps and a maximum amount of reps, if you can't do the minimum amount of reps, the weight is too heavy. If you can do way more than maximum reps, the weight's too light. Now the variable that's going to stay consistent is going to be technique. That's it. Your technique can't falter to get an extra rep, right? So if you got great technique and you can't hit 8, it's too heavy. If you got great technique and you hit 12 plus, it's too light, move forward. You know, either move up or down, adjust your weight. And again, you want to challenge yourself to do your best you can do with the required amount of reps that you have. Last but not least, man, this is my favorite machine. I had to bring this machine here to World Gym. I'm actually at work right now, so I'm like double duty. I don't have someone to edit my videos and nothing like that, so I have to do it on my own, which is fine, which is dope, because I can do it here, which is awesome. So, getting the glute bridge machine, probably the best things, best decisions I made when it comes to, like, you know, pieces of equipment at the gym. You know, forcing a lot of load just on your glutes and your hams over and over and over again in this fashion is probably the best ways to really hit your glutes.
Life is and should be ecstasy.
So here it is, guys, another workout video for you guys. I'm going to bring a lot more, bring more to you guys, more exercise, more, you know, lifestyle stuff. So I appreciate it again for stopping by. Remember, make sure that you smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, make sure you hit that notification bell as well too, so you get all the videos that I post up. And if you haven't seen some of my videos, if you want to go back to see some really funny videos of me and Greg, go back to like 2000 and maybe like 13, 14, some awesome videos there. Some good competitions of lifting. This is back when Greg wasn't, like, you know, basic crippled. But anyway, check it out. Until next time, keep dream chasing. Peace.